Can we talk about... I want to talk about this story, which is a bunch of female streamers, friends of friends, Valkyrae, Cinna, and Emiru, attacked by crazy stalker. But that's really all you know, that's really all you can say. And this is a situation that is brought on by people like Hasan Banned, the mold crew, the misogynists. I want to show you this, guys, because it's so fucking annoying. And I can say, if somebody walks up on me as like in person, I will defend myself. We're not going to play around.
Hey, excuse me?
No!
Security?
Emily, no!
Hey,
stop!
Whoa!
Let's fucking fight right now.
What?
Right.
Get away from
now.
Hey, what's going
Security!
He's harassing us.
on? What's going on? What's going on, man?
Right now. I'll kill you right now.
Fuck off.
Kill you right now.
Security, please!
Security!
Hey, excuse
And this is the type of culture that has been created by the culture of the incel audiences on Twitch. That's what the cause of this kind of behavior is people feeling empowered that they could go up and attack and treat these women like they're disposable. The culture of kick streamer harassment. And the leading online male commentary has been, well, they should have gotten their own security escorts. That's on them for not being better prepared. That is conservative brain in a nutshell. That is conservative brain in a nutshell, which is like, this is how they cope. I don't know what else to say. This is the type of culture that has been created on Twitch, and and we need to see some sort of accountability for these people.
Yes, please.
Oh God.
Oh God, yes, that is. Can I sing for a change? A change for the better, as you would say.
Okay.
And the change would be for her number.
Oh.
If you'd like it, can I get your number?
This is what male bro content creator mentality is that you're going to go up there and do some sort of performative thing. And that if she doesn't comply, then you're aggrieved.
I don't have a phone.
Wait, put your number in mine.
I don't know how to use a phone. I'm sorry.
Wait. So I'm gonna keep following her.
Huh?
I'm gonna keep following her.
Not another one.
No! You're gonna have to get in line. There's too many stalkers.
That's not how you really riz.
Bro, what the fuck?
That's not the riz.
Get behind me.
And by the way, chat, Look at how they have to behave, which is like, I'm sorry, I don't know how to use a phone. Because you can't just say no to guys, right? And this is in public, in front of thousands of people watching, with friends surrounding them. This is how they still. Now imagine being alone in a room with a guy at a party when you're a little bit drunk. Did Hasan just get banned? If I had to guess, it's his comments about Rick Scott. Which is, he wasn't calling for Rick Scott to be violence. He was saying if you care about Medicare for fraud, like they claim to, then you would want to kill Rick Scott. He wasn't saying go kill Rick Scott. He was saying that they're hypocrites. But the thing is, it doesn't matter what your intent is. Like, I got in trouble for making a joke. You can't do that. And by the way, it's what gets brigaded. That's what I would guess that is in trouble. That was days ago, so what? That doesn't matter. The rules are not... I want to explain something to everybody. The rules don't exist. I know this is hard, but the rules don't exist. I want you to understand this. Rules don't exist. The only thing that matters is what is in the interest of people with power. Rules are something, they are delusional. They are an illusion. This is what I've been trying to explain to people for a very long time. The rules do not apply. They are just made up. Especially on Twitch, where there is no process. There's no hearing. It's just the interpretation made by a cabal of people. We don't know who they are. We don't know who our accusers are. We don't get to present defenses. It's just an arbitrary decision made by the platform. The one thing that I will say about, on Hasan's behalf is there's no way he intended anything to be a death threat. But, once libs of TikTok and these, they're looking for excuses. You're looking for excuses. Rules very much do exist. The important point is what side of the rule you wind up. If you're a rule maker and force you can use them against whoever you want. If you're on the other side, they will be used against you. Yes, exactly. I think this is what did it.
That are lost every year in Medicaid, just in fraud alone. No.
Pirate Nation. Pirate Nation. Stone Toss is a Nazi. Drums is the weird Gamergate guy. Asmongold. Yeah, this guy would be what I would call a fascist. I don't think he would deny it, would he? I guess he just talked about Destiny the game. Yeah. Yeah, he's not perma-banned. It's a temp ban.
Are a small part of Twitch revenue, but they could cause platform-wide problems even further to Amazon. So don't give them a reason to clap politics out of Twitch. Exactly. And I just wish that more of the, more of like my leftist, I guess you could say, coworkers, colleagues here on Twitch would realize that. And I hope that they're trying not to speed run getting everybody kicked off the platform, because I think that's what's going to happen. So we don't have to go to like, a purgatory in Rumble or something like that. Because I think that's what's going to happen if they don't cut out this rhetoric. Eventually it's going to get mainstream attention, and then people are going to look at like the pattern of behavior, and then they're going to change all the rules. That's what's going to happen. I feel like it's inevitable this happens too. But anyway, yeah.
The one thing I would say to Asmongold is that if he wants to have solidarity, you need to act in a solidaristic fashion. You can't call for solidarity and then also try to be the hall monitor yourself and the snitch. Optics pointer from a guy who said Nazis burned books because they were in the Jewish language. Let's be very clear. Let's be very clear what goes on here, which is these people do not want to talk about politics in the way that I want to talk about it, right? They don't want to talk about politics in the sense of like, how do we build a better country? What policies should we pass, right? Where should our tax dollars be spent? Asmongold has never cared about that in 1,000,000%. He wants to talk about racial superiority. He wants to talk about putting women in their place. He wants to talk about how the rich deserve to do what they want because they have more. He doesn't want to talk about any kind of political idea. That's never been what he's about. And somebody like Tom Cotton has called for killing people for protesting. Yeah, Hasan got a ban. Who? Who? Following 14-year-olds? I gotta see this guy's Twitch. I gotta see this guy's Twitch. I'm sorry. I need to see this Twitch. Oh. Oh. Yeah, this Yeet guy blocked me because I called him out for being a stalker who's gotten thousands of accounts. He should be IP banned from Twitch, but he literally is a stalker of streamers. He's had thousands and thousands of accounts banned. Asmund Gold explains why other content creators might not want to collaborate with Hasan, Destiny, Tectone, and himself. Bro, Destiny and Tectone are fucking like sexual assaulter freaks who are being accused of crimes by women. You are... Like, come on. Do we even need to get into that? Mike, does going to a top 50 law school matter if I'm not trying to be a lib Supreme Court judge? Pitt, Duquesne are rated 91 and 94. Pitt is 91 now? Absolute collapse. Pitt is on the fall off. That's crazy. They used to be like 30th. That's crazy. That's crazy. One of the things that I really do like about Destiny fans in particular is that they don't even, I don't even think they have one like thing they could say about their streamer. Fired from a casino because he was too officious is like, that's pretty funny. Like getting fired from a casino, being like the B team at the carpet cleaning crew, dropping out of college, like, and then being a semi-pro who won approximately $2,000 career as a video gamer. Like what? And now he's being sued by like a bunch of women for revenge porn. Like, what do they got? Like, what is his biggest achievement? What do you guys think his biggest achievement in life is? Republican donors are funding Corey O'Connor as a Democratic candidate in Pittsburgh to unseat progressive Mayor Gainey. Yeah, I heard about that. Exposing JonTron. Exposing JonTron is funny because he's a non-white white supremacist, which is like my favorite type of guy. My favorite type of guy is the non-white white supremacist. That's my favorite type of guy. All right. Where were we? We were talking about the weird stalkers. Let's finish the weird stalker coverage.
Oh,
Can I get your number?
I don't have a phone. I'm sorry.
Wait, put your number in mine.
I don't know how to use a phone. I'm sorry.
Wait. So I'm gonna keep following her.
Huh?
I'm gonna keep following her.
Not another one.
No! You're gonna have to get in line. There's too many stalkers. stalker!
That's not how you really riz.
Bro, what the fuck?
That's not the riz.
Get behind me! Okay. Oh my god.
Kendrick,
Are we getting churros?
Kendrick, add it into the list.
Thanks for coming in, lady.
Thank you so much.
See you tomorrow and take care.
Wait, can we get churros or no?
Yes, right here.
By the way, this is a heads up play right here because she's sticking next to the security guys and grabbing churros, right? Because he's still following them. So this is a heads up play, which is like, hey, let's go on this churro line. We'll put some barriers between this guy and us. Have the security right next to us. Heads up play. The guy filming should not laugh about it. Okay, I want to talk to you guys about being in real situations. If you've never been in a real situation, the number one thing that you're going to battle with is disbelief. You're not going to want it's, you know, a lot of times people say that it feels like they're in a movie. It feels surreal. It feels like it's not really happening. You know, it takes time for you to get into the fight and flight hormones to kick in. And most of us who are well adjusted are going to try to diffuse the situation and de-escalate. You're not going to be a ninja. You're going to be a guy who's like, you're going to laugh nervously. You're going to play it off. You're going to act in such a way that is like, okay, this isn't actually happening. That's called the attacker's advantage. You're also on camera. And I can tell you, as somebody who's been on camera many, many times, when shit starts to go sideways, you don't want to act up because you don't want to escalate because you're on camera. So you're not going to act, you're going to hesitate because, again, the camera's in your face. Right now, all we know is that Hasan is temporarily banned. That's all we know. My guess is, if I had to guess, it was the comments about Rick Scott. And because that went viral by Destiny orbiters and then was pushed by right-wing. Like, the Destiny orbiter to right-wing pipeline is complete. Destiny is a right-winger. As I predicted, I said that Destiny would be a Republican by 2028. Like, and I said that 4 years ago. So he's right on track. I wish somebody had clipped it. That was like one of my main predictions. I was like, oh yeah, Destiny will be a Republican by 2028. I think she did say that to the other girl, that she could be mean to him, and I think that might have been what he set off. Thank you for this. Is the only people who respond immediately to shit like this as war vets and people with physical violence trauma. Yeah, yeah.
You also get them from the vendors. Ooh, it might be better with the vendors. I didn't see any churro vendors though. Did you? There is one. You need, yeah. Do you want some sunglasses? You like these? Incognito time. Stand behind me. I don't like. I'm gonna keep following her.
Yeah. Like,
Where's your little Glock? I mean the lighter.
I'll beat him if I have to.
Forgot we're in public.
No, I'll beat him. I mean, what's good?
I think we're just gonna go.
Let's go. Oh no, we're not. What's up, bro? Hey, excuse me?
No!
Security?
Emily, no!
Hey!
Stop!
Whoa!
It's fucking fight right now.
What?
Right.
Get away from
now.
Hey, what's going on?
Security!
He's harassing us.
What's going on? What's going on, man?
Right now.
Ah!
Kill you right now.
Fuck off.
Kill you right now.
Security, please!
Security! Is somebody threatening to kill us? Cam.
Security, guys, I got it. Can you let us inside?
And this, by the way, this group of girls have been streaming, or a group of women have been streaming lately. Valkyrae, Cinna and Emiru, and I think there's been other people that have been inside and outside that group streaming, and it's brought a lot of like misogynistic hate. A lot of misogynistic hate has been circulating around them. All right, has Hasan made a comment about the ban yet? Let me take a look. I don't see any comment from Hasan yet. My guess is he got in trouble. Oh, thank you, Vio. Did you hear about Hasan? Yeah. Thanks. Thank you, Vio. So he took yesterday off and he got banned today. Oh, man. He's probably at the park balling it up right now. Yeah. What did she cook? Oh, she just warmed up a bao bun. Oh, boy. Give me a second, chat. Let's watch the boy video on CIA interrogation techniques.
So, you see...
Okay, let's take a look. Well, oh, yeah. I don't... Hackstock? I hate this awkward... This is a stalker account.
There's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid, just in fraud alone. No.
If you cared about Medicare...
Wait, he shed? He finally shed? Wow, that's like a complete skin. Wow. You were right. You were right. She's like, because the snake hasn't been eating for like months. And she was like, he must be shedding. And I was like, it's been months. I think he had a tough shed. He couldn't get the skin off. And then it finally came off. The reason for the Hasan ban. I can't believe we figured it out already. You're bald. At the Lakers game, think me and Luka could be boys low key, and energy is forming between us. Let's talk about why Hasan is more important than he thinks. Let's talk about this for a second. Besides him being hot, although there's a reason why they're so much more obsessed with Hasan than they are, say, me. Or like any other left winger. It's because Hasan's strategy of content creation is the only strategy that the right thinks is a threat. And the reason why that is because it's called what the AFD calls meta politics. I've also heard it called pre-political. And what they mean by that is that your like the argument that the left makes is that your political positions and the political positions of groups are made up by class or material interest, right? That's the left wing. Like, capitalists have the positions they have on politics because that is in their material interest to increase capital, increase their wealth, increase their control over society. It's a material interest. Workers have a material interest that is a zero-sum game between themselves and capitalists. They want to have more of the profits of the enterprise given to workers at the expense of what is given to capitalists, right? That is the leftist account of politics. And it is a good account of politics. It has a lot of honest and useful insight. But it's not the only answer. It's not the only answer. The other answer is social, political, cultural identity, right? And this is what has modified the kind of what we would call orthodox Marxist take about materialist interest. Like, I want the capitalists to have less so the workers have more, is a very straightforward, and it makes sense, and it explains a lot, but it doesn't explain everything. Why do people who don't have any interest with capitalists support somebody who's right wing? And that's where this kind of like meta politics, pre-political shit comes in, as AFD would explain it, as right wing philosophers would explain it. That's why you have the right wing under people like Steve Bannon working so hard to pump up things like Gamergate, right? Pump up the idea that Sweet Baby Inc. is hurting video games, so you don't think it's the capitalist corporations that are extracting every dollar from gamers, that are putting their workers in terrible working conditions with the crunch, with releasing games before they're finished, by putting in microtransactions and cosmetics and loot boxes and all that. You don't look at the capitalists who are ruining gaming because they're trying to make money. Who are, you know, when Fortnite happens, every game developer is trying to put out a battle royale. Everything is trying to be a live service game. Why? Because that makes the most fucking money. So everybody has to copy each other's homework. There's no space for creativity. There's no space for good gameplay. It is, how do we put people in these extractive, gambling, addictive game designs? And so Hasan represents an alternative to that. Hasan is somebody who's in these pre-political spaces. So what do I mean by pre-political? If you identify as a gamer, if you carry, this is a joke that we all make, but if somebody identifies as a male gamer, a white cis male gamer, unironically, they are right wing. And that's before a single campaign has been launched and a single promise has been made. Maybe they could really use healthcare. Maybe they could really use free college. Maybe they could really use a minimum wage increase. Maybe they could use social and public housing. But none of that shit is even into the equation because their mind is immersed in a pre-political gamer space. That is why the right wing is so fixated on Hasan, because Hasan goes into those spaces. Hasan is a man who's successful with women, who's tall, who's muscular, who's a bro, who plays video games. And he's in those spaces saying it isn't Sweet Baby Inc. It isn't the transgenders. It isn't a conspiracy of the Jews. It is the capitalist class. And he brings on, and he gives these people in these pre-political spaces a left-wing valiance. That's why the right is obsessed with him, because he's the only one in those spaces that is disrupting their game of blaming women, blaming minorities, and protecting the corporations, protecting Electronic Arts, protecting Blizzard. He's the only one disrupting their shit. He's the only one breaking out of their box. They can't put him in this SJW box. They can't put him in the queer box. They can't put him in the blue-haired SJW cringe-lord box. That's why they're fixated on Hasan, because he fucks up their game and he creates this funnel where a lot of people can then become left wing and they can be pulled away from this right wing grifter factory of delusional hate. That's why they're obsessed with it, because they're trying to protect Electronic Arts. They're trying to protect Elon Musk. They're trying to protect Donald Trump. They're trying to protect the rich who are robbing you blind. And this is not my like a theory. It's a fact. Did you know that gold farming was started by Steve Bannon? Like, the reason why your shit is fucked up is because right wingers Steve Bannon fucked up World of Warcraft. So now you have Asmongold, and he allied himself with Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon poured millions of dollars into Chinese gold farming, which has destroyed these games and filled them with bots. It was Steve Bannon who did it. Steve fucking Bannon did it. This is Donald Trump's guy. Every single one of these. So like Asmongold is allied with what basically actually ruins games. That's the side he's actually on. And he'll never deal with this. He'll brush it off because it hits too close to home. And he doesn't really give a shit, right? Like, am I going to convince you based on one conversation? Okay, chat, we've got this guy. Come on, can you say something else besides, like, come on, say a point. Say a point. This is Asmongold. Asmongold loves that fact that WoW is full of bots and ruined by gold farming. And before Steve Bannon oversaw the conservative Breitbart News Network and subsequently joined then-candidate Donald Trump's campaign, the chief political strategist became a player in Hollywood and World of Warcraft. Bannon's migration from banker at Goldman Sachs to his current post in Trump's inner circle is chronicled in the new book, Devil's Bargain, Steve Bannon, Donald Trump, and the Storming of the Presidency. And this is the reality, motherfucker, is that you're on the side of the Wall Street bankers. The Wall Street bankers who destroyed gaming. That is the side of Asmongold. Pathetic. If there's one thing we know is that Asmongold loves Blizzard, he loves it in the matter that Asmongold may say he doesn't like Blizzard, but he's posturing, because when it comes down to who he helps, this is who he's on the side of. In 2005, Bannon secured $60 million in funding from Goldman Sachs and other investors for Internet Gaming Entertainment, a Hong Kong-based company. IGE did not make games, but instead employed low-wage Chinese workers to play online multiplayer game World of Warcraft and earn in-game gold that could be traded for virtual goods, which in turn could be resold to players of the hugely popular PC game for real money. Some players fancied the idea of paying for goods that would take hours of grinding through the game to earn, but other players considered it a form of cheating. And many posted anti-Chinese vitriol on bulletin boards. They had you yell it at the Chinese people instead of Goldman Sachs and Steve Bannon and conservatives who actually did it. They had you hating Chinese people instead of the billionaires and the Wall Streeters that were fucking your game up, which is what they have you doing now. Pathetic. Bannon took the control of the company from Brock Pierce, a child actor who appeared on the Mighty Ducks films and, according to the Internet Movie Database, was a consultant on the episode of HBO series Silicon Valley. Even though the business plan was a flop, Bannon became intrigued by the game's online community dynamics, and describing gamers said, "These guys, these rootless white males, had monster power. It was pre-Reddit. It was the same guys on one of the trio of online message boards owned by IGE Thoughtbot, who were later on Reddit and other online message boards where the alt-right flourished," Bannon said. Bannon's time at IGE was one that introduced him to a hidden world burrowed deep in his psyche and provided a kind of conceptual framework that he would later draw on to build up his audience for Breitbart News, and then help marshal the online armies of trolls and activists that overran national politicians and helped give rise to Donald Trump. Yiannopoulos devoted much of Breitbart's tech coverage to cultural issues, particularly Gamergate, a long-running online argument over gaming culture that peaked in 2014. This is directly to Gamergate. This is who Asmongold allies with. The people that literally fuck up your games for profit on Wall Street. That is what Gamergate's roots are. That's who it's for. That's who it's to help. That's the pathetic fucking nature of this shit. Because it is an intentional design. Do you want a conspiracy? This is the real conspiracy. It's not Sweet Baby Inc. made up bullshit. It's actually real. It's kind of worrying how many incel nerds support Asmund. Instead of experiencing life and being a normal human getting rejected, they stay in front of their computer. It's not even their fault. It's not even their fault. Because like most guys who are incels today would not be incels 20 years ago. Most of the guys who are incels today are not ugly. They're not stupid. They have just been trapped by people like Asmongold into believing dumb bullshit. What happened with Hasan? He got banned. This is the one thing I want to... Can I say one thing about the Hasan ban now that somebody asked? I think, and this is my most this is the opinion Hasan would be most unhappy with me saying, so I'm going to say it anyway, because he can't talk back because he's banned. I think Hasan underestimates his importance. And I don't say that to be a dick rider. I say that on the opposite. I say that because I think Hasan just wants to be somebody who is part of the political discussion, and he wants to live his life, and he wants to be part with artists and actors and creatives in LA, and he wants to enjoy a good life and support causes he believes in. And I think he underestimates his importance. He doesn't want to be the guy that he actually is. And I think that part of that is he wants to be able to relax and have fun and do stuff like play video games without feeling guilty. It's very, it makes perfect sense. He wants to be able to enjoy life. He wants to be able to live without guilt. He wants to be able to not be stressed. But the reality is that he is more important than he thinks. And the right wing has figured that out. The reason why they viciously go after him, and they're never going to stop, and there's always going to be another Destiny or another Ethan or another Asmongold. There's always going to be another guy who's trying to take him out because they recognize how important he is. That's the reality. And it's never, ever, ever going to end. And so I wish Hasan would take himself a little bit more seriously. I wish he would stop saying stuff that could be clipped out of context. I hate that we have to act like politicians now. I have to act like a politician. He has to act like a politician. I don't like it. But the reality is, I'm talking about politics, man. This is the real shit. This is the only thing that matters. Everything else is secondary to politics. You want to do physics? You got to do politics. You want to do art? You got to do politics. There's nothing out there. Like, I'll give you an example of the physics point. The most money is going to fusion energy research in China because the Communist Party of China has determined that fusion energy is a plausible thing that could transform energy consumption and production in this planet. So they're saying we're going to give billions of dollars to theoretical physicists and engineers to come up with fusion energy. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't work. But the only reason that money is going there is because politicians did politics, and they determined we're going to use some of the little bit of resources we have and give it to this possible thing that could unleash humanity. And if somebody does invent a commercially positive, self-sustaining fusion energy reactor in China, and it transforms the humanity's production of electricity, it will be because of politics. And it goes down, and it's the same thing. It goes, everything is like that. Why you are sitting in traffic on your way to work or your way to school is because of politics. When you go outside and there's smog in the air, that's politics. When you go to the doctor and you can't afford drugs, that's politics. When you go to the restaurant and you eat food and you get food poisoning, that's fucking politics. Every single thing is fucking politics. The school your kids go to, politics. The school you went to get a college education, how much student debt you have, politics. The healthcare that you get. When you go to the beach, that's fucking politics. How is that politics? Because under one political system, that's a private beach, no access. And in a different political system, it's a public beach. And there's lifeguards. And there's people cleaning up litter. Those are all, everything is politics. There's no way to avoid it. When you play a song on your guitar at the bar and you get sued for copyright infringement, that's politics. There's nothing. And so when you're fucking around with politics, when you are out there advocating for things, you're talking about people's bag. You're talking about everything that matters. And when you get as popular as he is, when you're interviewing senators, when you're interviewing congresspeople, when you're interviewing journalists, and you're going on Pod Save America, and you're going over here, and you're going over there, you're going to the DNC, people are going to try to destroy you if they have interests that are in the opposition to what you're advocating for. And unfortunately for Hasan, he's not a 300 viewer Andy. He is what he is. And so, you know, I think that he should take that seriously.